What is going on, guys? So I decided to get back in the swing of things with World of Tanks. So I didn't get to do the earn op early, so I didn't get to do a review on the Diamondback Mark 1, but I did get it. So probably do a video in the future about it, but let's talk about what's coming up, and let's talk about exactly, like, as you can see in the top of the thing, we're going to go over a few things, but it's going to be relatively short. So let's get right into it. So there's the googly eyes thing you can get, which is kind of cool, I guess, because I put googly eyes on literally everything that has emblems towards the front of the turret because it looks dumb, and I love doing that. So you can get those. There's this British supply pack thing that you can get if you want it. Long haul op, we've always kind of had this. It's just win 75 multiplayer battles and receive a random chest. You can get it twice a week. So do that and you might get a free premium tank out of it. Now here's the big one, the Fear Not Earn op, where you can get the T95 FV4201 Chieftain. We'll be going over the stats of this, and it might not come the same way as on PC. It may be changed a little bit different, so take it with a grain of salt, but we're going to go over it so you can at least get an understanding of how it might perform. There's tier 10 rank battles from the 19th to the 22nd, weekly savings on the Jackal and the STRV S1 from the 16th to the 23rd. Here's Fusion Stars if you want to see a video on the Jackal, which is a Sherman with a turret similar to an AMX series, or pretty much is an AMX series turret. So it has an autoloader. And then here's a video from Dalga88 with his STRV, and you can see how it performs. I have the STRV and I like it. It's unique and different, so take that out. And here's the Mercenary Contracts, a Spyglass and the Ramrod. I have the Ramrod. It is a tier 7 light tank with a 90 mil. It's very different and I like it. So with the new changes to the Mercenary Contracts, you're getting a little bit more freedom on what tanks you want to use instead of having to use a very specific nation. I feel like you should go out there and try to get this. And I don't know how the Spyglass works because I don't have it. I don't see a lot of people playing it, and they don't really have an opinion. So try it out, maybe. Try to get both. Excuse me, damn. Something went down my throat. That was weird. Check that out. Try to get both of them. Tell me how you do. Anyways, fun fact, if you've been around for a hot minute, you also know that I got featured on one of these a long time ago when I had just started on my review of the E50M, which, by the way, is my favorite medium tank in the game, followed by the Patton. So I didn't really. I guess a lot of people don't know that I was one of the very first people who done YouTube. I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own ass, but there wasn't that many people who started doing YouTube for World of Tanks when it first started. And if you go back far enough, you'll know that I've been around like when console started before Xbox One, and I used to not talk in any of my videos. I just used to play like by mouse video. I don't talk whatsoever, but I have the most views on that video, and it's weird. So, if you've been around since then, let me know. I see you guys still commenting, so I know you're still sticking around. So anyways, let's go over the FV4201 real quick. So you'll know very quickly that this looks identical to a Chieftain in some degree, but the hull is different and the turret is slightly different. The gun is pretty much the same, minor differences. As you'll know that there is no weak point right here, but there is up here. So, I mean, you take what you can get. Anyways, what I'm saying is that you're going to have different weaknesses that this tank is going to have compared to the Chieftain, because they're going to be very similar but yet be different in their own degree. So the upper plate is relatively thick. We're going to go over the collision really quick. The upper plate, if you're going to be pulling a hill or ridgeline and peaking it, you're going to have a very effective upper plate. Just your lower plate's going to be pretty weak. Overall, most tier 8s and 9s are going to be able to shoot through it if you're going to be like, don't overextend yourself is what I'm saying. And your turret is basically a Chieftain's turret with weaknesses up here, which is going to be an issue if people can hit it. If you're too close, this right here is going to be a weak point for it. Now, if you're peaking a ridgeline, you're going to be able to effectively hide it to the best that you can. And it doesn't make it a very big target, and your upper plate's going to be damn near impenetrable. So keep that in mind. You're going to be able to make this a very effective vehicle if you play it correctly on a ridgeline or peak something. But don't like try to side scrape in it, because you're going to be able to pretty much be penetrated by a lot of things. In more high pin guns, this is where they're going to hit. If not, the further back they go, obviously they're going to be able to bounce off. It can side scrape pretty well if you're not pulling out too far where they can hit this area. But your most effective thing, in my opinion, is probably going to be peaking a ridgeline, so you can make use of your upper plate and turret so you don't get hit in the dome. And you have a lot of gun depression anyway, so why not use it? Let's go over the stats really quick. Now, like I said, take this with a grain of salt, because this might not be identical to what we get, but you're going to get oh, wow, get out of here. So we're going to go over what they have on PC compared to what we might get and what I think we might get. So obviously it's going to be a relatively mobile vehicle. The gun depression elevation's good. This I don't see changing. This I don't really see changing. The health, I don't think it will change either. So 2200 seems like a pretty good estimate. Now this is where it's going to change right over here. Not really down here, but mostly up here. Because as you can see, it has the same penetration as the current Chieftain's gun. The premium round is different at 322, and I want to say that the penetration on the one that we have is 311. I'd have to pull it back up. I just had it like in front of me, and I had to redo this. So anyways, you get the idea. But that's not the point. It's the 440 alpha gun that it gets. It's this pretty much the same 120. It's just that this gets 440 alpha damage on PC. Now I don't see that coming. It may, and it may not. They may want to make it different from the Chieftain in a way different capacity and make it have more alpha damage. But it probably will come with 400. I'm like 75% sure it'll probably come with 400. Now it may not. With how they've been listening to the community on things, it may not. But just keep in mind that if it's not identical to the PC version, it was probably for balancing reasons. Now, if it underperforms, then it'll probably get changed. But here are the stats for it on PC. So this is what you might get. This is how you think it might be. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, let's move on. On Twitter the other day, actually, I believe it was yesterday. No, yeah, it was yesterday. World of Tanks Console decided to ask the community what they thought needed to be changed. And, you know, this is kind of a double-edged sword right here, because it can bite you in the ass. One, the reason why I say this is because asking the community what they want is a good thing, because the people get to have decisions on how the game might be or how they feel about the game. Second is that probably a lot of people who don't know enough about the subject are going to try to say things that really don't need to be changed or said, because they don't really understand why things are the way they are. Now, I'm just going to scroll through here. Not everything in here is a shit show. Not everything in here is bad, but please don't listen to everyone, because you can guarantee who has been around for a long time and who hasn't been around for a long time. Like people saying, "Oh, remove artillery." Okay, well, it's not quite as simple as just removing it altogether. Now there has been changes to it that you can do, and I understand that a lot of things can be changed. Like, I wouldn't mind the Leopard 1 and the STB 1 stats from PC and changes to come over to console, because those were done for a reason, and it's not that bad. If you don't know what I mean, just look those up and look at the changes. There's a lot of people in here trying to also tell other people who obviously don't know a whole lot about the subject, that their opinion is warranted, because everybody can have an opinion. It's just not necessarily a good one, if that makes sense. So I'm not trying to talk shit on anybody. I'm just trying to say that it could have been really trashy in the comments to it, and then at the same time it could have, it could have some really good things in there, and then at the other side of the spectrum it could just be give the E3 1,000 alpha damage. Please don't do that, but you know what I'm saying. Some things can be changed and for the better, and then some people can just say very stupid, uninformed things, and it could just be really bad. Anyways, I hope you understand. And I would like to know what you would want changed. And it seems like the people who've stuck around for a very long time have an idea of the reason why certain things are the way they are. And they should probably be listened to a little bit more than the person who downloaded it yesterday and thinks that the M7 Priest is a very good arty, because that thing used to be terrifying at low or no, the T18. The T18 is a good arty. Well, it used to be a tank destroyer, and it used to be the E3 at tier 2, so that got changed. And, those kind of changes, because you used to be able to shit on people at low tier in that thing because of the derp gun. But anyways, guys, that was all for the current trend of things going on right now. I'll probably do a video on the Diamondback sometime soon. I will be earning the T95 FV4201 and check out these guys right here and do the mercenary contracts and tell me how you like those mercenary tanks. So, anyways, guys, I hope you understand that I had to step away from World of Tanks for a little bit because I wanted to do some other things, and I have a lot going on right now. And I will see all of you later.